we got my NFL Week 3 picks. So kicking things off with Thursday Night Football, we got the Steelers visiting their division rival, the Browns. Honestly, both these teams are very mid right now. They both have good defenses, so I expect this to be a low-scoring game because both these teams, they have decent defenses, but not very good offenses at all. On paper, it makes me want to go with the Browns, right? Because they got that good running game. They got Nick Chubb. They got Kareem Hunt. Can they just run the ball this whole game and win? But after seeing how they lost to the Jets in the final seconds, I don't want to go with the Browns. So I'm going to go with the Steelers here on the road. Starting things off Sunday, we got the Saints visiting the Panthers, another division rivalry. And I got to go with the Saints here because the Panthers haven't been able to string together 4 good quarters of football. They're 0-2. Saints were close with the Bucs, so I got to go with the Saints. Next, we got the Texans at the Bears. The Bears offense has not looked good at all this season. The Texans offense has looked decent, and they've been competitive in both their games, even though they're 0-1. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Texans and their offense outscoring the Bears and the Texans getting the win. Then we have the Chiefs visiting the Colts. And come on, guys, I got to go with the Chiefs here with the way the Colts have been looking. Chiefs. Yes. Next, we have a huge division rivalry and one of the best games of the week. The Bills going down to Miami to face their division rival. Both these teams are 2-0. The Bills have looked so dominant. The Dolphins, yes, they've looked really good and had a really good comeback last week. They haven't looked as dominant as the Bills, though. So, for as good as the Dolphins have looked, I gotta go with the Bills. I just can't pick against the Bills right now with how dominant they've looked and how dominant Josh Allen has looked. Oh my gosh, so many division rivalries this week. We got the Lions visiting their rival, the Vikings, and with the way Kirk Cousins played on Monday Night Football, oh my gosh, it's just atrocious. You're like, I can't believe this guy could actually go and throw another interception. Like, it was just like, seemed like every drive in the second half he was going and throwing an interception. It was atrocious. Lions are coming off a big win, and their offense has looked really good. I mean, they put up, 36 points versus the Commanders? Jared Goff, 4 touchdowns? Vikings defense has not looked good at all. So give me the Lions here scoring a lot of points and getting the win versus the Vikings. Ravens are going up to New England to play the Patriots. Ravens, they had a tough loss last week versus the Dolphins, but I'm going to pick the Ravens to win this game because I do think this defense will be able to handle this Patriots offense. This Patriots offense is not like the Dolphins offense, so I think they will be able to handle them, and Lamar is obviously going to do his thing on offense. He was incredible in last week's game, even though they lost, and I don't think the Patriots are going to have an answer for him. I want to quickly thank Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring today's video. So yes, obviously you can play fantasy football on Underdog, even single game fantasy football you can play on Underdog, but today I want to take you through their Pick'em feature, and let's create a Pick'em entry for Thursday Night Football. So here we have their Pick'em page opened, and as you can see on this Pick'em page on the app, there's a ton of different higher and lower options you can choose. You can make it just for Thursday Night Football, or you can choose a higher lower for players playing on Thursday Night Football and players playing on Sunday if you want, but I just want to make a Thursday Night Football one. So I'm going to go Mitch Trubisky higher than half an interception. I'm going to go down here to Jacoby Brissett, and I think I'm going to pick higher than 10 rushing yards. And Nick Chubb, they have higher or lower than half a rushing touchdown. So I'm going to go higher there. So then if I've added all the picks I want, I can enter the amount. Let's say I want to go $7 here. If all 3 of these are true, if Mitch Trubisky throws an interception or more, if Jacoby Brissett rushes for more than 10 yards, and Nick Chubb rushes for a touchdown or more, I'll win $42. So I'm just going to hit submit here, confirm, and my Pick'em entry is submitted. If you guys want to make a Pick'em entry, make sure you guys sign up for Underdog Fantasy and use my promo code SheGotSports, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. So that means if you deposit $20, there'll be $40 in your account. The next game we got here is Bengals at the Jets. So the Bengals are 0-2, the Jets are 1-1. And if you guys remember last year, the Jets pulled off a big upset win versus the Bengals. Are they going to do it again? I don't know, because the Bengals have to bounce back eventually, right? But let me go for an upset here and let me go with the Jets again. I don't know. Let me go with an upset. The Jets got the big win versus the Browns. Yes, the Bengals are still a better team than the Browns right now, even though they're 0-2. But I want the Jets to pull off the upset, so I'm going to go with the upset pick here. Then we got the Raiders at the Titans, 2 teams that are 0-2 and are absolutely thirsting for a W. Both these teams are so thirsty for a win. One of these teams is going to be winless heading into week 4, which is crazy. I don't trust Ryan Tannehill as much as I trust Derek Carr. I think this Titans defense is going to have trouble slowing down Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, and Hunter Renfrow. So I'm going to go with the Raiders to get the win in Tennessee. Eagles at the Commanders. With the way the Eagles have been playing and looking so dominant and Jalen Hurts looking unstoppable, I'm going with the Eagles. I know anything can happen in a division matchup game, but I gotta go with the Eagles here. Next, we got the Jaguars heading to LA to play the Chargers. The big question here is if Justin Herbert is going to play. He should be able to play because they're calling his injury day to day, but still, how much pain is he going to be in? Because clearly he was in a ton of pain in the final minutes of that game versus the Chiefs. I think this game will be close, even if Justin Herbert is playing, especially if that Jaguars defense plays like they did versus the Colts, but I still got to go with the Chargers here. They still are the better team, but I do think the Jaguars will make this entertaining. We got another division matchup. It's the Rams at the Cardinals. Both these teams are 1-1. Both these teams haven't really looked super impressive, but I got to go with the Rams here, even though they almost lost to the Falcons. They almost let the Falcons come back and win that game, and the Cardinals, on the other hand, had a great comeback that they completed and won in overtime. I just don't think Sean McVay is going to be out-coached by Cliff Kingsbury. We got the Falcons going up to Seattle and playing the Seahawks, and I think the Falcons are finally going to get their first win of the season. They've been very close to playing a good, complete football game, but they haven't been able to put it together yet. I think they're going to play a good 4 quarters of football, a complete 4 quarters of football in this game and get their first win of the season. Next, we got one of the best games of this week, the Packers going down to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. Mike Evans is suspended one game. He did appeal it, but I don't think he's going to be playing in this game. Julio Jones, will he be back for this game? We don't know, but it doesn't really matter about the Bucs offense because I think this game is going to be all about the Bucs defense like it was last week versus the Saints. I think this Bucs defense is going to rattle Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be frustrated in this game versus the Buccaneers defense, so I got to go with the Buccaneers winning at home. Sunday Night Football, we got the 49ers going to the Broncos. 49ers lost week 1 to the Bears, looked much better week 2 versus the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, we know the Broncos lost to the Seattle Seahawks week 1. Jimmy Garoppolo is in at starting quarterback now for the 49ers for the rest of the season, I guess, because Trey Lance is out for the rest of the season. Even though the 49ers are on the road, I just kind of have more confidence in them right now. I don't know, the Broncos, they didn't look that great versus the Texans, even though they got the win. I got to go with the 49ers here. I don't know if that's a surprise to people, but I'm just more confident in the 49ers right now. Monday Night Football, we got the Cowboys coming up to New York to play my New York Giants, and wow, this is a tough one for me because Cooper Rush is actually good. He's not just like an average backup quarterback. He's Cooper Rush level cool. So it's not an automatic win here for the Giants by any means. It's actually going to be a hard game for the Giants because they just beat the Bengals. The Cowboys just beat the Bengals. Micah Parsons, I'm scared of. I'm scared of Micah Parsons in this game. I could just see Micah Parsons running in, sacking Daniel Jones fumbling, then him recovering the fumble and bringing it back for a touchdown. I just see that happening. You know what I'm saying? That's so Raven have a vision of that happening. I can just picture it happening and it's scaring me. But the Cowboys don't have that great of an offensive line, right? And Azeez Ojulari and Kayvon Thibodeau should be back for this game. They haven't played at all this season. So, are they going to get a ton of pressure on Cooper Rush and rattle him? Maybe. So, with that being said, I'm going to go with the Giants. They haven't lost yet this year, so I'm just going to continue to pick them here. And yeah, I don't know. I'm scared for this game, though, as a Giants fan. That is it for this video, guys. Appreciate you watching to the end. Peace.